New Jersey Democratic Senator Robert Menendez chairs the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. He joins us from Capitol Hill. Senator, good morning.
Good morning. Good to be with you.
Senator, what do you think the Foreign Relations Committee needs to hear today to move this debate and this conversation on Syria?
Well, I believe when we hear from Secretary Kerry, Secretary Hagel of the Defense, and the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, that what we'll hear, hopefully, is number one, the full case for the use of force, and what that campaign will look like in broad terms, and especially as it relates to the end result. And if those two streams of information come forcefully before the committee, I think that the committee will act to ultimately pursue the use of force in a resolution and then work its way to the floor of the Senate.
Senator, you brought up that phrase, the end result. Just what is the end result in Syria? Are these strikes, as Senator John McCain said, about degrading Bashar Assad, or are they about driving him from power?
I think at the end of the day, if you ultimately look at targets that undermine Assad's ability to deliver chemical weapons against civilian populations, if you look at the artillery, if you look at air power in that respect, you not only degrade and deter his ability and hopefully ultimately move in a way in which chemical weapons cannot be delivered against innocent civilians, but at the same time you're undermining his capacity to be able to wage a continuing war against those elements that want to achieve their own liberty.
And Senator, have you been assured by the military and the President of the United States that we have the capability to do that? Because my understanding is that the Syrian air defenses are quite good. And do we have the ability to take out some of those areas that would prevent Assad from using chemical weapons in the future? Are you sure?
Well, that's the essence of what the hearings are all about today. In addition to that, the committee will hold an intelligence hearing tomorrow, which will be a closed session, in addition to the other intelligence briefings that are being offered all members. So at the end of the day, I would expect that those are the cases that the administration will make, so that, in fact, senators will be convinced that not only must the consequence of using chemical weapons against innocent civilians, including hundreds of children, but that the ability to wage such a campaign will be effective at the end of the day.
Senator Charlie Rose, what do you think the response might be from Syria, from Iran, from Hezbollah, if an attack takes place?
Well, I believe that to some degree there is clearly bluster, certainly by the Syrians. The Iranians and Hezbollah, which is Hezbollah's patron in Iran, ultimately could possibly strike against the neighbors in the region, including our ally, the State of Israel. But I also think that not acting has huge consequences to the United States. It sends a message to those very same countries. The Ayatollah in Iran run across the line towards nuclear weapons. It sends a message to North Korea about our determination to stop them from continuing to make the Korean Peninsula a nuclear peninsula. It sends a message to terrorist groups seek access to chemical weapons, because the world will largely stand by when you use them. I think those are ultimately national security questions that we cannot have come to fruition as a result of inaction.
Senator, thank you very much.